Have you ever read a book that just sticks with you every single day? Hello, I'm Allie, literary sewist. Here at my crafting castle, I create projects inspired by the books I read. Today, I want to introduce you to the inspirational Tyler Merritt and his memoir, I Take My Coffee Black. So who is this Tyler Merritt, and why should you want to read a memoir that touts reflections on Tupac, musical theater, faith, and being black in America? Well, partially because I said so, but mostly because this is a man that just makes plain sense. Tyler is a 6'2" black man with dreadlocks who is probably not at all what you would expect. He starts out with a story talking about taking a walk and finding himself in a position of having to walk past a woman in her truck while he was on the crosswalk. His first thoughts were all about having to adjust his appearance so as not to appear threatening to her. Well, you might be thinking he shouldn't have to do that, and that's kind of the point. If this woman just knew him, she would probably like him. Tyler goes on to tell us about how this sort of interaction caused him to be inspired to create the viral video, Before You Call the Cops. And if you haven't seen that, I will link it in the description below for you. He talks about how the Tyler Merritt Project was born and gave way to human discussions. But first, you will learn who he is as a person. Joyous moments, vulnerable moments, moments that made him who he is, and all the things that he has experienced as a black man of Christian faith in America. These reflections talk about growing up in Las Vegas, which is how I know him. We both experienced the first year of a brand new high school. While he was a senior, I was a freshman, both in the theater department with a love for the stage and all things theater. It was such a delight to hear about my school from a different perspective, but I digress. Every single thing talked about in this book you can experience right alongside Tyler. You will feel its importance. You will come to understand what he means when he says, "Proximity breeds empathy." It's discussion time. What books have hit home or caused you to take a deeper look at yourself? They don't need to be nonfiction. Sometimes a good fictional book will make you stop and think. Just let me know in the comments what it is that helped make a difference in your life. I knew immediately when I was reading this that I wanted to do a book chat and sew episode on this. While Tyler may take his coffee black, I personally prefer a bunch of cream and sugar. I like my coffee sweet. I also have dreams for a mug wall someday in my kitchen, so I will need some accessories for it. I'm going to start with a mug rug, inspired by the wise words of one Tyler Merritt. I did not expect to have so many feelings about this book. There are so many reasons to rate this a 5-star story, but it doesn't even matter because it's the message that's so important. Tyler's voice is so authentic from the first moment he begins his story. It's engaging and entertaining in all the best ways possible. Yet the most important thing that it does is provide an impact. It touches the heart in a way that is both nostalgic and reflective. It moves a conversation forward through his own personal life experiences. While it is not my story or yours, unless you happen to be Tyler watching this, but I can guarantee there is something about his story that every single human can relate to on some level. This book opens the door to a conversation that I believe we have all been desperate to have. Tyler's words and desires for the future to make an impact are things that I have felt but didn't quite have the right words to use. These are things that I have always strived to impart on my child as they grow and become a human that anyone would be proud of. I want everyone to read this book. I want them to reflect upon the thoughts that this man has given us to consider. I want us to have a conversation. Communication is a big part of the human experience, so let's all take these words and see where they can lead us. As someone who was in close proximity to Tyler for only 1 year at the Las Vegas Academy, there was just something about his energy, something that he brought to the world that I knew would be important. There was one particular show where he gave me a "you did good," real simple thank you, and it's stuck with me ever since just because of that positive energy. Now that this book is out in the world, I can already see how his impact can make you feel the same way. We've all made mistakes in our lives, but let's share, learn, grow. Let's do this together. If you think you want to pick this book up, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know. And once you do, drop a comment. Let me know how this book is making you feel, things it sparks in your thoughts. Please, the more comments, the better. Let's start this discussion. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for future installments of my bookish sewing goodness. You can catch more episodes of Book Chat and Sew right over there. See you next time. Before you hop away, drop down to the video description to sign up for my newsletter and receive this frog coin pouch pattern for free.